Hello, wishing you a great Saturday from Radically Rational and radicallyrational.com. Let me begin by offering you this ancient Irish blessing. May you not get hit in the head by a falling Chinese rocket. What is up with this? And this is like the third time these clowns have done this. Apparently they're not familiar with the concept of stage separation. So when this thing falls, it's the whole rocket. Okay, how deliciously ironic is it that after all of these crimes he's committed, it is going to be golf that proves to be the undoing politically for Donald J. Trump. This is the thing that has finally put his followers over the edge. Better late than never, I guess. Go to your Google machine and Google the word bully, and then wait for the picture of Steve Bannon to show up. What an empty-barreled little punk. And Alex Jones, he has always been morally bankrupt. I hope you share my delight that he is now financially bankrupt as well. This is disturbing. It's always the cover-up, and this may prove to be the biggest one ever. Guys, there's no innocent explanation for what happened with these Secret Service texts and texts from other people who were orchestrating and aware of what was going on January 6th. There is no innocent explanation. The Secret Service was in on this conspiracy and helped to facilitate it. It's beyond alarming. Okay, Patrick Mahomes raised an interesting question yesterday. Excuse me. He says that even now in 2022, that black starting quarterbacks in the NFL are treated differently. And it was an interesting question because it just kind of got me to going, Now, there is not the slightest question that there has been historic prejudice against black quarterbacks. You know, you really didn't have any black quarterbacks in the NFL or the AFL until the tail end of the 60s and into the early 70s. I do think to a large extent that problem has gone away. Maybe I'm being naive, but there could be some vestiges and remnants of it. I think probably what triggered Mahomes' comment was the whole thing involving Kyler, or make that toddler, Murray. I am not in any way naive about racism existing in places like the National Football League. You know, there was a time you couldn't have a black quarterback, you couldn't have a black center, you couldn't have a black middle linebacker. I think those days are gone. So again, I think what triggered this was the whole Kyler Murray study hall clause in his contract. I would maintain that, viewed in isolation, that didn't have anything to do with racism. That had to do with Kyler Murray being an immature person. Just my opinion. I hope that you have a great day. I want to remind you of this, though. Go to our podcast and check this out. The podcast in the #1 position in the queue is with one of the state's leading public educators. His name is Jim Largent, and he's a really bright guy. And he'll bring you up to speed on what is an alarming thing. And guys, we need to get mobilized on this. The idea that there are people who want to use tax dollars and create vouchers so that parents can send their kids to private religious schools, not only no, but hell no. We're radically rational.